Do you think when we see Doom, you think we're still gonna think Tony Stark, or do you think he's gonna do a complete 180 and we'll nah, man, this guy is Victor Von Doom?
Well, the Russo brothers did come out and say that Tony Stark's snap in Endgame is directly related to Doom. So I don't know
Oh,
what that means. Well, this version of Doom, I don't know what that means. So it's hard for me to answer that question because
okay.
we're going to see. It depends. And Robert Downey, he's a good actor. He has range.
He
He has
does.
range.
Yeah.
So I guess it depends on how he brings the character. I can't. It's hard to answer that question. It's a good question. I just don't know how to answer it, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you.
We know in Doomsday that we thought that Reed Richards was going to be the focal point for Doomsday, but he's not. And there's certain theories as to why he's not going to be the focal point. But I feel as though that it may be the fact that Pedro Pascal is in everything, and when you see Reed Richards, you don't really see Reed Richards, you see Pedro Pascal because he's in everything.
You know, though, I thought that when he was casted, right? I remember we were waiting for the casting to come out. I still remember this is years ago, bro.
Yeah,
We still have a episode on our channel about it. Who we wanted to be the characters. And looking back at it, it's kind of crazy some of the people we picked. But Pedro, after watching a movie, he reminds me of a more comic book accurate uh Reed. His
yeah,
personality, like it was the scene where he didn't say it, but Sue knew what he was thinking about giving their son to Galactus. Makes sense. It's logical. He didn't
yeah.
have to say it out loud, but that's how.
She thought, or that's how she, how good
Yeah,
of a character he was playing Reed Richards
yeah,
because she
because
just could read his thoughts. Yeah,
yeah, because that's how Reed was. That's how he is in the comics. He kind of lacks empathy.
yeah.
He thinks really logically, and I think Pedro Pascal did a really good job of bringing that to the screen. Like he's not a bad person, but
Yeah,
he does think of those things. He has those thoughts, more like I guess intrusive thoughts, really. But I think he did a good job at
I,
bringing a
yeah.
more comic booky version of Reed to the big screen.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not saying he didn't do a good job. I'm just saying that he's he's not really going to be the focal point of Doomsday. Even though it would, to a lot of people, it makes sense to him for him being the focal point because he's Reed Richards, obviously. They're going to have to take on Doctor Doom, and that's part of the story. But I don't. I just feel as though it's because he really isn't everything, and it kind of falls in the line with a lot of other actors. As far as like, whenever you see a certain actor, you think of them being in other roles, not in the role. As far as like being a superhero, and honestly, I know a lot of those actors want to portray the role, but sometimes it's because of past roles that they've had, past projects they've done. You just see him as
Mm.
that certain character, not as the character that they're previous in. Whenever they do the movie, and I feel like Pedro Pascal falls in that category. But
Yeah,
he did an amazing job with Reed Richards. Don't get me wrong.
yeah. And the focal point of Doomsday is going to be Doom. Um,
Yeah.
I think that Reed is going to have a Tony Stark level role like Tony was in Infinity War.
So let me ask this: do you think when we see Doom, you think we're still gonna think Tony Stark, or do you think he's gonna do a complete 180 and we'll nah, man, this guy is Victor Von Doom?
Well, the Russo brothers did come out and say that Tony Stark's snap in Endgame is directly related to Doom. So I don't know
Oh,
what that means. Well, this version of Doom, I don't know what that means. So it's hard for me to answer that question because
okay.
we're going to see. It depends. And Robert Downey, he's a good actor. He has range.
He
He has
does.
range.
Yeah.
So I guess it depends on how he brings the character. I can't. It's hard to answer that question. It's a good question. I just don't know how to answer it, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. Because when the Russo brothers said that, and there has been Tony Stark versions of Doom in the comics, so it's I don't know, bro. It's something that we're not gonna know until the movie comes out, until we see it. Like, is he going to be a variant of Tony Stark, or was Tony Stark a variant of Victor Von Doom? Like, we don't know, bro. Like, so That's hard. It's hard to answer. Good. It's a great question. Just very difficult to answer with the information that we have right now.
Yeah, so you're saying we won't know for certain until we actually see him portray this character.
Yeah, because supposedly he's playing 3 different characters. Supposedly Tony Stark is going to pop up, either in Secret Wars or Doomsday. Supposedly we're going to see he's going to be playing different characters.
Crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, bro. Like
That's crazy.
That's a speculation, but I guarantee we're going to see Robert Downey as Tony Stark one more time before the reset.
Yeah, I don't doubt that. The reason why I don't doubt that because he's too big of a character to just reset everything and get it. We'll for nostalgia's sake we'll probably get to see him one last time.
Yeah, I would love to see Robert Downey's Iron Man, Hugh Jackman's Wolverine on the same screen.
Hey, that'd be nice.
This is going to be the only opportunity for that. So
that'd be nice because it's confirmed that we're gonna get Deadpool in there somewhere. So with Deadpool, we'll probably bring back Wolverine. Yeah, because they were saying that what's his name? Ryan Reynolds has already confirmed that he's working on this. That he's part of a script for Deadpool. So we're for sure getting Deadpool.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So yeah, Doomsday is going to be interesting. For just your point earlier, I think Doom is going to be the focal point. He's going to be the Thanos, how Thanos was in Infinity War. That's how Doom's going to be. He's going to be the main character. We're going to be seeing things from his perspective. I think Reed is probably going to fill a role similar to how Tony was in Infinity War. He was there. He was important, but he wasn't the focal point.